Straightforward. Now, if you're in the States, America, the US of A, you have two good options. You can get the Discover It Secured Credit Card.
Be the one and only, the Discover It Secured Credit Card, baby. This has a $0 annual fee, which is huge when you're trying to build your credit, because most cards charge annual fees because they're like, yeah, this guy doesn't have the best credit, so let's just kick him while he's down. I know, credit card companies are terrible, but another great thing about this card is you actually get 1% to 2% cash back on purchases, which is insane for a secured credit card. And to top that off, Discover will actually match your cash back during your first year, which again is insane for a secured credit card. Then lastly, this secured credit card only makes you put $200 towards it. So if you don't know what a secured credit card is, it's essentially you giving Discover $200 and saying, here's my $200. They're gonna say, okay, thank you. We're gonna give you a credit card that has a $200 limit on it, and then it acts like a normal credit card. You charge it, you make payments, you charge it, you make payments, and it's a normal credit card. Then when you actually close that account, Discover goes, hey, thanks for being a customer. Here's the $200 you gave us at the beginning. Take that back into your bank account.
Or the Open Sky Secured Credit Card.
These guys at Open Sky know what's going on. They are awesome. They don't even pull a credit report to approve you for this card. I don't understand how that works, but they literally do not pull a credit report. So if you're like, I've got the worst credit scores on the face of the earth, you could still get approved for this card because they do not pull a report. Their job and their focus is to give you the tools to get your credit back on track. And I will say, this card doesn't give you any cash back or any of those goodies or any of that stuff, but there's no annual fees, and every single person that I've told to get one, again, has been approved. Now, again, this is a secured credit card, which means there is a minimum limit of $200. So you do have to put that money up front to get the card. But again, when you close the account, you get it back. Oh.
And if you're Canadian, yeah, yeah, my Canucks, we have the Home Trust Secured Visa.
Number 1, the Home Trust Secured Visa. This card comes in 2 different versions, a no annual fee card and a $59 annual fee card. The difference is that the annual fee card has a lower interest rate of 14.9% compared to 19.99%. But in my opinion, the annual fee card is irrelevant because if you can't afford to be paying your balance off in full,
then you can't afford to pay any interest at all.
Also, racking up a balance is probably how some people ruin their credit in the first place.
Declined. Really?
If you want to use credit cards properly, you should pay them off in full so you don't get charged interest. Minimum security deposit for this card is $500, the highest on this list, and the maximum is $10,000. Approval rate for this card is over 95%. Only people currently in bankruptcy do not qualify. They must get discharged first.
Or the Refresh Financial Secured Visa.
Number 2, the Refresh Financial Secured Visa. This card has guaranteed approval as long as you're the age of majority, have your security deposit, and don't have an existing or pending account with Refresh Financial. This card is the only card on this list that doesn't do credit checks. When applying for a new credit card, the issuer will do a hard inquiry, which will cost you some points to your credit score. With Refresh Financial, you won't take any hit to your credit score. The annual fee for this credit card is $12.95, but there is a $3 monthly fee on top of that. So really, it's $48.95 a year. Also, be aware that there is a $2 monthly inactive fee. So make sure you do at least one transaction a month to avoid this. The minimum security deposit for this card is $200, and the maximum is $10,000.
And for my Londoners, you know, in Birmingham, Nottingham, Barking, all my people out there, UK, we have the Aqua Classic Credit Card.
Number 3, we have the Aqua Classic Credit Card. This one has a credit limit of £1,200, which is obviously much higher than the previous cards, which is obviously a bit nicer to have a more flexible credit limit to buy things that you need. Obviously, if you've got a car repair coming up, this might actually exceed £500, and therefore it's nicer to have a bigger credit limit to be able to afford to pay this amount. They also accept people that have bad credit. This is obviously worse than having no credit, and is when your score is below 450. This is really good because if you've missed a payment or two, they'll give you the opportunity to repair your credit history and prove that you're a reliable spender. For this card, you also don't need to have any minimum income, and it also doesn't matter what current bank account you have. This credit card isn't limited for students and is available for everyone, as long as you're over the age of 18. And number 2,
or the Barclay Forward Credit Card.
As our best credit card for beginners is the Barclay Forward Credit Card. This credit card has a £1,200 credit limit, which is obviously slightly lower than the past credit card, but it does have a whopping 3 months of 0% interest or interest-free period. This means that obviously if you need to buy something that's quite pricey, like a sofa or a holiday, you can effectively pay for it over 3 months without incurring any interest. You can also have up to 1 CCJ, which is where you failed to make a payment because you didn't really want to, and the county court has actually judged you reliable to make this payment, otherwise they'll have bailiffs come and collect items from you up to that value. So this credit card is also great for people that have bad credit or that have made a mistake in the past and want to repair and fix their credit score. For this credit card, you do need to have a minimum income of £3,000 a year, which is also really quite low and lower than the previous example as well.
These are either secured credit cards or ones that have no credit check that is easily accessible to those with bad credit or no credit.